Cavecast, the uncensored show for nerds of all kinds.
Yeah, I don't know what you've experienced with the secret menu thing as far as like doing any kind of fast food stuff. I personally have never gone to a fast food restaurant and have asked for something that has been very specific or has a very strange name to it and had somebody say yes. So I don't know if any of these are, that real or like if every place honors them, but it would be cool if they did.
I think most of them do now. There is that guy that's on TikTok that Jordan, I believe. He's kind of like the fast food and food life hack guy and like all this stuff. But he has done, I don't know, maybe some of these, but he has stated that like, no, they like, as long as you give them the ingredients, if they don't know what it is, like they can charge you accordingly for the most part. I've never done it myself, like a secret item, I don't think, other than it wasn't food. It was, oddly enough, it was a Starbucks thing, but that's because somebody was like, no, this isn't on the menu, but if you ask for this, I'm like, oh, well, that tastes really good. So I did, and I just basically flipped my phone around and was like this, and they were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that was it. But as far as like an actual food item, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not that I'm like recalling at the moment. So
yeah, 'cause my thing is that I know what it's like to work fast food know what it's like to work in the food industry at least enough. Because thankfully I never had to work fast food, but like somebody that is serving the public and people are assholes, there's all that stuff happening. So like, and it's like
for years, man.
What's, that 18-year-old stone kid that just wants to go home and like, play his drum set and somebody comes up and asks him for, the most ridiculous thing. And he's like, I don't know what that is. And then it turns into an issue. So it's like
sure.
I never want to be that guy. But I'm telling you right now, with some of these, I'm willing to make the risk or take the risk and see what's going to happen with this, because especially the last one that we're going to talk about is the one that I'm so excited to actually try, and I may end up doing soon. I may actually like TikTok it or see if like see what happens, because
it's not the lame ass Chipotle nachos, is it?
No, but if you want to know about the lame ass Chipotle nachos, you can go onto the Patreon and you can find out. So it's $1 a month if you guys want to support it, but we do a pre-show every week. So
yes.
Yeah, shameless plug. But the list that we're going to be looking at is from eatthis.com, which sounds like an obscure website, but I promise you that it is a real website. No one's going to get flagged if they go to it. But
right.
It was interesting because I put on Discord last week or the week before that when we were doing this, like, hey guys, like, give us some questions about, fast food hacks or like, or maybe just, fast food in general. I didn't know what we were going to get. I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if it was going to be that hot, but got our cheat sheet here because I'm super professional. Peyton, who actually has his own channel, Peyton Reacts, and you should definitely check him out because he is a starting out reactor, much like how we were in the beginning, and he's really finding his footing, and I think he's got a very promising future ahead of him. But he asks, have you ever heard of the McGangbang? Have you ever tried it or even know what it is? And I have no idea what this thing is, but I did find some information about it, and I wanted to read this off for the first time for both of us. That way we can hear what these ingredients are. Unless if you already know what it is.
No, I have heard of it, and I know that I've heard the ingredients. I just don't know what they are anymore. Like, I know I've heard about this, just never have like done it or whatever. So
sure.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So this says this is a tasty sandwich combination from McDonald's off the dollar menu. You order 1 double cheeseburger, 1 spicy McChicken sandwich. Let's see, you split the double cheeseburger between the 2 patties and then put the entire spicy McChicken sandwich inside the double cheeseburger.
Bro, I'm going right now.
This says that it originated from Daytona Beach McDonald's restaurants. So apparently some stoner or some dude was just like, yo, man, you could combine those and like put them together, man. Like there's no rule that says you can't pull them apart. Like it's like it's not like a commercial where they're all together,
What do you think? What do you think I used to do when I worked at the fucking BK Lounge, man? We would close, and I would do shit like that. I remember the one time we made this thing we called the Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
Yeah, it was like 2 Whopper patties. It was the grilled chicken breast. And then I think it was shit, what it was, there was another, it was another like sandwich thing, but then it was like onion rings, I think French fries, the zesty sauce, and then like the regular fixins for a like Whopper. So it was like lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise, onions, shit like that. Oh my God. The sandwich, dude, it was like this fucking big because the chicken breast was like this thick too. And then you had like 2 Whopper patties. What was the other thing? What was the other thing on it? I can't remember. Maybe it was like chicken tenders or something like that.
So you weren't like throwing like fries on this or anything like that?
I don't think we did fries. It was the onion rings because we basically made it kind of like a rodeo burger, but with like a bunch of other shit, but then put the stuff on it like it was supposed to be a Whopper as well.
No shit.
So it was kind of like almost a little of everything.
Oh my God.
Dude, and it was like this. Dude, I just remember being like later on that night because we'd get home because we would, close, especially in the summertime. You're not done until like midnight-ish. And I just remember like getting done, like drinking a bunch of like alcohol or something, and then just smashing this massive burger at the end. That was the best. We didn't sell them. We just made it with all the leftover shit we were going to have to throw away.
Well, I think that's also some due diligence on your part, because I'm sorry, but it's like I've always found that to be bullshit. I know there's, many different laws and all that stuff that goes into it, but it's one of those where it's like, no, like if we're not going to waste this food, right? And but you also get to have fun with it and construct your own concoction and have a good time with it.
We weren't supposed to eat any of it, but our boss was really cool, and he was just like, "Look, as long as it is legit, the stuff you're gonna throw away, what's the difference?" Is kind of how he was looking at it, but because he was the same thing. He's like, "That's wasting food.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody's gonna eat it, eat it." So, and then we actually had for a little while. I know we're getting off topic, but I know we had for a little while. There was a guy that wasn't exactly homeless, but he was always just kind of like down and out, on his luck and stuff. And it was one of those he would know to come by at closing time, and we'd give him a bunch of like sandwiches and stuff that was all left over. It wasn't every night, but there was some times where like he would come through and I was like, "Here, man," and they were okay with it. So,
yeah. I think it's also in that situation too. It's always better to give somebody like that food,
right?
Because it's one of those words like, no, you got to eat,
exactly,
so at least have that.
It was like I said, it wasn't like they were like living on the streets, but it was pretty close. So it was just it felt good as well. But it was like, dude, we're just gonna throw it the fuck out. Who cares?
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'll be very curious to see if anybody that works in the food industry, what they have to say about that in the comments too, because we have a lot of people, especially AJ, him and his wife, because I know he worked in a Mexican restaurant for a long time. I think he's still.
I think he's still in it, isn't he?
I think he has a factory job now.
Oh, okay. I thought he was still working.
AJ, correct me in the comments. I'm sure I'm probably butchering it. So, but no. So the next thing that Peyton wanted to know, his was a 2-parter question. So he said, favorite fast food place, and then what do you get? So we kind of talked about Chipotle in the pre-show. So if we're talking about like maybe like a burger place or like a place that has a drive-through. So if you had to think of like your favorite fast food place, where are you going and what are you getting?
So I guess if I really had to think offhand, it's probably just either it's going to be a toss-up between Wendy's and Taco Bell for like a spot, and then Chick-fil-A, because it's just like I really enjoy Chick-fil-A. But with Taco Bell, let's just go with Taco Bell. It's usually a Crunchwrap Supreme.
Oh yeah.
Usually either like a what is it, the 5-layer burrito.
Oh yeah.
And then sometimes I switch it up and get like a bean burrito or 2, or like a Taco Supreme. But I normally get like a 7-layer as well. So I get like kind of that. And when they had the double XL burritos, I would get one of those.
Dude, I was so mad when they got rid of those.
Yeah.
It's that. No, because there was something about it where it's like it did have the guac in it. Like it had like the rice, all that stuff. Like that was actually something I used to use to fuel up before I would go to worship practice. Like,
okay.
Yeah, that would be like, nah, man, this is my deal. I'm like, one of these, I'm good for the night,
Right.
So, yeah.
And that was the thing, was I didn't eat all that at once, but it was the fact of I would call it a 6-layer because it was a 7-layer, but I would not get the guacamole in it.
Oh,
but it was, but anyways, but that's usually my go-to. And then if I ever went with, let's say Wendy's, it's usually the triple classic just because I'm a glutton and fat, but it would be that. And then obviously a fucking Frosty, a giant chocolate Frosty, and then eat with my French fries.
See, can I be honest?
What?
I've been to Wendy's quite a bit in my life, and I never think to get a Frosty. And I don't know, like it's like you would think that the kid in me would be like, I can do whatever I want. And
right.
Like,
I think that's one of those two where there have been a lot of times that I've been to Wendy's and left and went, oh, So yeah, you're like, son of a bitch. But yeah. And then Chick-fil-A, which I know you've never had, which we're gonna fix that soon, is usually the spicy chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
the spicy chicken, waffle fries with a little thing of cheese sauce. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
and I've had their like chicken nuggets and stuff. They're all right, but I want the Sammy. So I want the Sammy. But yeah,
I want the sandwich.
Yeah. What about yours?
So when it comes to this is that, I mean, it's one of those that I've had a lot of fast food in my life and I'm not proud of it and still do to this day. But my new thing has actually been the spicy chicken wraps from Burger King. Okay. Dude, and they're actually like, I got them thinking that they were going to be smaller, but once I realized they were like $3.50 a piece because everything has just gone up.
Right.
Because it's just like Taco Bell, because TJ even said it to me the other day where he was like, dude, I got 3 things from Taco Bell the other day and it was like $20. He's like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, they used to be like $8.99 pull forward.
That's because, right, because I remember actually being at his house when we were in high school, and I think we were like playing Halo or something. And we were kind of like, I don't know, like maybe it was like 8 o'clock or something, and we were kind of hungry. And at one point, his dad came downstairs, got us he brought down a $20 bill and was like, hey boys, he's like, go get yourself some Taco Bell. And we both got like a $5 box. And like got a drink, and I think maybe he got some cinnamon twists, and I got like some cinnamon bites or whatever, or those like Cinnabon bites, like whatever. Like, yeah. And like we were able to, like, I feel like we're old people talking about it, but it's like, you know, that like I remember when we got this stuff for a quarter, you know,
well, not a quarter, but yeah,
that's over exaggerated. But no, so yeah, when it comes to fast food, is that definitely the spicy chicken wraps, but dude, like Wendy's is definitely like it's between Wendy's and Arby's. Like if I'm gonna get fast food and it's gonna be high quality, now you're gonna pay for Arby's,
sure.
But yeah, like Wendy's, like dude, like getting I'm a Baconator guy. Like it is such a.
I do get a Baconator every once in a while. Yeah,
yeah. It's just, dude, like you throw bacon on anything and I'll eat it. Like it is what it is. Like you put bacon.
I like to wrap
on,
bacon in bacon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, bacon strips and bacon strips and bacon strips and bacon strips. So no, but yeah, it's just to me, it's like, I mean, I have no issue with any kind of fast food place whatsoever. I'll always find something, but my staple is really like I'm definitely more of like a chicken guy. If I'm going to go somewhere and do something like that, like like I do enjoy me some red meat. I'll get me, you know, the BK stacker or things like that. But it's, I don't know. There's just something freeing about somebody else is cooking that chicken for me, and I don't have to worry about it.
My biggest thing lately is just the rotisserie chickens from Giant Eagle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's been kind of my go-to, just because you just said something about, you know, eating chicken a lot. Like I really have thought about the fact that like I do eat a lot of non-red meat anymore, and it's kind of like red meat's more of like a treat for me, like if I'm having a burger or like a steak. But yeah, it's pretty much pork or chicken that we both eat a lot of times, so that is interesting.
Yeah, because I think the last time we had a steak was when Ron was over. So
yeah, and then even before that, it was basically like having a burger every once in a while was when I would have red meat. It'd been, well, when we hit 100,000 and when I was home alone, I bought a steak because you were gone or something like that. But yeah, that was the last time before that. But yeah. Chicken's good, man. I fucking love chicken.
Yeah, I will smack down on some chicken. So okay, to get into the actual thing here. So the first one, this is kind of an easy one, and I know for a fact that I have had this, but I don't know if you have, because I think I may have asked you and I can't remember what you told me.
So wait, you actually have had a secret menu item?
I have, but it's actually more of like a well-known one that this restaurant has just put into their menu, that they're like, enough people have ordered it that it's hot and we're just going to make it a thing.
Oh shit.
And it's In-N-Out Burger, animal style.
Oh, okay.
So from the website, this is what it says. It says another of In-N-Out's top-rated not so secret menu items is an animal style burger, which fans cannot get enough of. This delicious burger is stuffed with mouth-watering ingredients. My God, I can't talk. Stuffed with mouth-watering ingredients, including a mustard-cooked beef patty, lettuce, tomatoes, extra sauce, grilled onions, and plenty of pickles. Now, what I will say is this, is that if there is ever a time that you are out in the California area or out like in the Vegas area or like LA or wherever, you have got to get it. It is, which I don't know if it's in Vegas, but it's out like in that side of the country. Sure. Like, Dude, it's insane because not only can you get the burger as animal style, you can get the French fries animal style. And it is like walking into a different world. You go in there, you walk up to the counter, you name off like, yeah, I want this thing animal style, and they go, okay, beep 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 beep, and like it's not up there. Like what are they doing?
Yeah.
And it is one of the most unhealthy, amazing things I've ever had. And it's just,
and it's good.
Well, because it's, to me, I think that what I loved about it was the fact that it's like the restaurant just feels like it's like an old mom and pop place.
Sure.
It's got this really nice feel to it. So you get like, this ridiculous, just seeping burger that is just juicy all over the place. And it's like you can't eat it in a way that's attractive, like whatsoever.
Right.
So it's like, taking a date there where you're like, no, like we're both ugly. Just go for it. So like,
grease everywhere.
Just,
right.
No. So it's as far as that's concerned, is that it like when it comes to something being animal style, like is that something that would intrigue you to try? Like how does that hit you?
Yeah. I mean, because didn't you say it was just kind of like a mustard infused pickle frenzy with some onion on top of like what they normally do?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm fucking for it.
Yeah.
Like what's gonna, like, I would knowingly know, like, I'm already getting heartburn thinking about it. And I'm still okay with it. Like, yeah, let me try it at least once. And then even the French fries, let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah,
like, I'm just gonna dive in.
It's because I'm telling you right now, like, it is the perfect thing. Because I usually, whenever I go, it is in Vegas, because that was the last place that I went. Me and my buddy Blake.
Okay, so it's in Vegas as well.
Yeah, because I remember we left the hotel and he was like, "Hey, do you want to go to In-N-Out?" And I'm like, "Hell yes, let's go." And you burn enough calories that when you get there from walking, that you eat it, and then when you walk back, it kind of evens itself out. Yeah. And usually what I would do after going to In-N-Out is that if my day allowed it, I would take like a 3-hour nap. And it was just, it is one of the best things. It's like coming home from church after having, like getting together, like, whatever fancy restaurant or Bob Evans or like whatever. And it's just like, oh my God, that was a great sermon. I'm going to go lay on the couch with my shoes on. So like, no, animal style is just, it is one of the most intriguing ones. It's obviously like not so secret, it's become more of a big thing, but it's something that I think everybody can get behind in some way because it is just so iconic and classic.
That's cool. That's cool that you got to have it too.
The next one, though, we're going to dive into the side of things where it's like, can they do this? Are you allowed? And especially when it comes to Burger King, because I want to know if this has ever happened or if you guys ever did this when you were working at the BK Lounge. Frings, French fry and onion rings. If you're at Burger King and can't decide between onion rings and fries, why not just get both? Frings are a popular secret menu item at BK that people can't get enough of. And yes, it's what it exactly sounds like. A side of half fries and half onion rings, both served in the same container. This buzzy off-menu item became so popular at the restaurant chain this summer, it began testing the side as an actual menu item in the Florida locations. So you can get a thing of frings. So it's like two sides mixed into one thing. I mean, to me, it's difficult to say frings. Can I get a side of frings instantly?
Right. But the thing is that I think that we kind of inadvertently did things like that. Nobody ever asked for stuff like that. But I think that kind of goes back to that whole situation of us making like that Mr. Big, where it was just like if buddies or something came through, or like if we couldn't decide when we were just eating, like we would kind of do the same shit. But that's really cool. It's one of those, again, like, why don't you just order both? But it's like, well, no, I don't want to order both. I can just have a little bit of each. Like, that is kind of genius. So I kind of hope, you know what? Next time I take Chandler down to go, because we were just there today. She had a cheeseburger and her French fries, but I'm going to be like, you guys got frings? So
it's like, do you guys know what this is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that cool? All right, cool. I'll take 3.
Yes. Yeah. Are you in the cool club?
Because now I got to know, in the time that you have ordered food from BK, how many times have you had an onion ring show up in your fries?
About half.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not crazy.
So no. And do you know why? And now, unless they have changed anything, when you have the station where like the fries and things go, the fact that the fries have the biggest space in there. And then some places have like spots where like there's like, no salt or whatever. But at Burger King, it was like a big square. And then on the side is where it had like, it was maybe about this wide. And the length of the contraption, that's where the onion rings went. Now, it had a divider. But it was a manual divider, like you could take out and clean and stuff, and what would happen is either A, you would dump the rack in there and some would get in the fries and you don't pick them out, or B, it would either the divider isn't down all the way or whatever and some would slide in. So when you're scooping and you're putting it in for your fries, you don't see them.
No shit. Okay.
So at least for what my experience, that's how it worked. And that's like how they creep in there, at least for the Burger King. But it's not, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if people do it on purpose just to kind of keep that thing going. But for the most part, it's usually an accident. And for that reason, I would think for most places, there's like that divider.
So, okay, because I know that for me, like French fries coming from, any kind of restaurant, it's like finding McDonald's fries at the bottom of your bag where you're like, oh my God, the fun's not over, So like, no, what always happens is that it's either an onion ring that is like nestled in at the very top or it's always at the bottom. Like it's never, it's never in between. It's always like, those are the two places that it always is.
The most I've ever had happen to me now, there's been a couple times like in my life where it wasn't even it was like the extra thing like in the bag. The most I've ever got in a thing that I've ordered not doing it myself was like 5, I think it was like 4 or 5. It was like a decent amount. It was more than just like 1 or 2. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. I should have got some zesty sauce.
Honestly, I think I probably would just get that with fries anyway.
Actually, I kind of normally do if I was getting Burger King fries. Burger King fries are probably my favorite fries out of fast food other than Arby's curly fries.
Oh yeah, they're superior.
Now there's something to be said about even like Chick-fil-A and stuff like that where they have like the, waffle fries. But again, that's still just a tato. Right. It's just cut cool.
I love potatoes in all form.
But no, the fact of there is like a coating that is on Burger King's fries that give it that like flavor and different crunch. That's like a real thing, apparently. Even when I worked there, they talked about it, but that's been almost 20 years or over 20 years.
Wow.
But yeah, Burger King and then Arby's are my top 2. And then Wendy's is like right in there, but when you get the fucking Frosty though,
it covers up any sin that would ever happen with any fry. It's like, I just got chocolate. It's cold, and like it's just a good time. So no, the frings that's something where to me, I think that it's like I would only be able to justify getting just that, just because that is just so much grease. And it's like,
of course,
it's like if I'm going to get onion rings and fries, I'm not going to look at that and go, I have a large thing of this, mixed thing. I'm also going to get let's get a chicken sandwich, the original. I want the long one. and then
a Diet Coke.
Yeah, and a Diet Coke.
And a Diet Coke.
Dude, Diet Pop sucks, dude. It's not good.
I just always would think that was funny when you get those people that would come through and be like, can I get 2 Whoppers with cheese, 3 large fries, a vanilla milkshake, 1 apple or 1 chocolate pie, and a large Diet Coke? Yeah, because that's going to even it out.
It's like, dude, try a salad.
I'm not judging anybody. And here's my problem is it wasn't even always the people you would think it would be, or it's just still like, even if you're trying to watch things, the Diet Coke is still not balancing things out.
No, all you're doing is just drinking aspartame and your body doesn't know what to do with it. You're better off just drinking corn syrup alone. Like
I've had people that would be like, oh no, it's to watch, blah, blah, watch this for my health or whatever. I'm like, you're still wolfing down all this other shit, man. Like,
if you cared about your health when you went through a drive-through, you would get a bottle of water. We all know that you're just trying to hang on to the Coke. That's all you're trying to do. Speaking of Coke and speaking of soda, McDonald's pops up on the McDonald's pops up on the rest of these, and I think for good reasons.
Wait, the rest of them are all McDonald's ones?
Yes, and it is, dude. These are awesome. I'm not going to lie.
Okay,
so, dude, it's incredible. The McDonald's McFloat.
Oh, yes.
Have you ever had it?
Actually, I have.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a secret item. I thought there was a few places that like advertised that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. So basically what this says is that if you're craving an ice cream float and don't have any traditional scoop shops near you, stop by McDonald's to make your own. All you need to do is order a small vanilla ice cream in a cup. Fingers crossed that the soft serve machine isn't broken.
I was going to say, you mean if it's not fucking, quote,
like,
broken?
When did that, like, why? Why is that always a thing?
I think now it's just an inside joke and prank from, I really do. I've heard people say that it's the reason that nobody wants to fucking clean it. Sorry, you're getting paid to do a job. I had to clean my milkshake machine and when I worked there, but it's like, I've heard that's the biggest thing is that, so they always just say that everywhere it's broken.
Oh my God.
They just don't turn it on.
Dude, it's like just suck it up and clean it. Just do your thing. Have the dude in the back with his headphones on and just let him take care of it.
Yep.
Let him listen to Joe Rogan. And
I was
he'll
that
do it.
guy.
Yeah.
That was, I'm all for it. Anyways.
So essentially what it says is that you take the ice cream and then you pour fountain Coca-Cola over it. You can even try this with other soda flavors too, such as a classic root beer. Now, what I did see on the picture was that it actually had it like in one of those like old vintage like McDonald's cups with the ice cream on top. And to me, like, I think it's 100% warranted that it should be something that if you're already going to have fast food, if you're already going to be unhealthy,
right.
Why not just take it to the next level and just sell floats? Like it's because I think that that's something that would be like amazing, especially on a very like very hot summer day.
The other one that they did too was obviously root beer, but I believe because I think McDonald's and Burger King does it too, but orange, like Fanta, like orange and the ice cream, so it almost is like a creamsicle.
I did see there was an orange creamsicle that was on the list too, but this one kind of intrigued me a little more. So because orange is, to me, it's not a superior flavor. You can crucify me if you want, but
it's not. There is a time and a place myself when sometimes I'm like, you know what? No, I do want that. So, but it's not all the time. If I'm going to do a float, it's going to be with root beer usually. But
what's also too, I think that a McDonald's McFloat would be a superior thing just because of how good their Coke tastes.
Do you know why?
That's okay. Why is that? Because I know I've heard it before, but I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's the Coke. Now I've also heard the same thing with like Sprite, but something about they have a contract with them and they get it it's in the steel like containers or bins compared to the bags of syrup that's mixed.
Yeah.
It's like apparently it's something along the, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's their Coke. And they're like one of the only restaurant that has that.
Dude, they're hanging on to such a good thing because I've actually had certain times that I've just wanted a Coke and I've just gone through and gotten just a large one.
Sure.
And it's that good.
I'm not I'll drink Coke, but I'm not a huge Coke fan. And I agree. McDonald's is pretty superior, but as a rule, I try to stay away from as much pop as possible. But when I do, you're right. You're already there.
Yeah, right.
So
what did I think it was John Caparulo that said it. He's like that if you pull into a McDonald's, he's like when you're like 30, like you officially have said fuck my 70s. Like it's like that's
right.
But no, that one was intriguing to me.
So what's the rest here?
So the next one is I laughed out loud when I read the title, and maybe it's not that funny, but god damn it, it hit me so hard. The McDonald's Surf and Turf.
What the fuck? So what is it, like a fish fillet and like a Big Mac or something?
So essentially what it is that this says if you're indecisive about what to order at McDonald's, but know you want to get a lot of protein, try this next secret menu item. The McDonald's Surf and Turf. All you have to do to create this popular hack is order a fillet of fish and a cheeseburger. Take away 2 buns, combine the ingredients, and you're ready to dive in. So
that's legit.
Yeah, so that is how you can be fancy at McDonald's, the Surf and Turf.
I mean, that's actually kind of cool. I wouldn't say, again, I know that fast food as a whole is not great for you, but, because, a lot of processed shit and all this stuff, but I think if there was like a way to make it a little healthier, things like that would sell. And that's smart because say you have like bodybuilders or something like that, or somebody that is trying to have like high protein diet, that's the way to go. You're cutting out half the carbs because you're taking away buns, but you're still getting like the filler of what you want.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest thing is that, especially like when we made that Mr. Big, it was still on a giant Whopper bun, but it wasn't 7 different sandwiches that you're eating the bun with it at the same time. You're kind of getting that like whole layer of different flavors, but one bun. So, healthy, right?
Yeah, right.
Watch the carbs.
Yeah, we're cutting carbs. We're doing it right. Yeah,
right. But no, that is actually quite genius. I think they should make that a regular item when they have the fish.
Think about it. Is that could you imagine just like trying to pitch it to your old lady or whatever, where you're like, honey, I'm going to take you out tonight. We're going to go get some surf and turf.
And you go to McDonald's.
And you pull into the Golden Arches. And she's just like, what the fuck are we doing here? It's like, we're getting surf and turf.
That's why you get the BJ before you get to McDonald's. The way you tricked you.
I promise it won't be McDonald's.
That's what you said last time.
Oh man, no, yeah. I'd probably go for the before if I was being honest.
Right.
So it's like, no, we're not going to whatever like whatever restaurant getting surf and turf. It's like $80.
Yeah.
It's like
that trick will only work once, maybe twice.
It's because I don't know. Like it's to me, I think that like there's something to be said about like having adventures like that where it's just like being like, no, like I'm gonna try this. This random thing just because it's like, fuck it, it's Friday. Like I literally have nothing else to do. I mean, all these kind of are warranted towards that. But if you can at least like paint it, when you go to work on Monday where it's like, what'd you do on Friday? Oh, I went and got some surf and turf. I had a wonderful cold beverage, I had, this, I had that, like I sat on the beach. I did, so it's just.
And ate my sandwich.
Yeah, right. Wait, I thought you said you had a surf and turf.
I did.
Yeah. So, to be 110% honest, this next one is the only reason why that this episode is even happening because this one is literally a dream. It is so damn good. And it is involving one of my absolute favorite things of all time. Now, I'm a lover of all kinds of pies. My main thing is like, it's like you got your pumpkin, you have your banana cream pie, you have, your whether it's, I'm even kind of like a fan of like lemon meringue pie, every now and then. But the most superior pie of all time is apple. The apple pie. Dude, I'm about it, man. I'll fight somebody over it, dude. It's good. It's the breakfast of champions.
Breakfast of champions.
It's just like up there with like cold pizza. It's this wonderful thing. It makes your Saturday morning so great. You open up your fridge and you're like, oh, I forgot. How
can I forget? So what is it? Is it ice cream if they have it again and apple pie?
This is the McDonald's apple pie McFlurry.
McFlurry. Okay.
Is there anything that sounds more delicious than an apple pie McFlurry? We think not. This one is pretty straightforward. It's just an apple pie mixed into a plain McFlurry. You can ask for the secret menu item by name, or if your server doesn't seem up to it, or if you're too shy, just order a plain McFlurry and an apple pie and do the mixing yourself. And the picture of this thing.
No, I needed to go through that cool thing that they spin it around in and chop it all up and give me the good chunks at every bite.
Dude, like there is something where it's just like, if I'm going to have a heart attack, if I am going to have heart issues, if I'm going to have clogged anything, I will make it happen because of this thing, because that just sounds like the most wonderful thing in the world.
That actually doesn't sound bad.
Yeah.
That actually doesn't sound bad, but yeah, that's okay. All right. I might have to try that now.
Because now it's one of those where like I would then want to take it and be like, all right, cool, let's try it with the other McFlurries. Let's see how this stacks up to it, where it's like, does it beat the, ultra impressive, the M&M, or, the naughty Reese cup, or like, all these different, different ones.
Dude, what we should do? I'm not making any promises, guys, but maybe we should like get a hold of our more local McDonald's and be like, can we record coming in here and ordering all this like bullshit, ridiculous, like secret menu food, and then do what you just said? Like, let's try with all the McFlurries. Fuck it. Let's have a heart attack today. Like
Wadsworth McDonald's, if you're watching,
They're not watching.
We'll just go there and be like, hey man, can you watch this? Stick around until like the 36-minute mark.
Yeah, because now I'm intrigued with all these rests being McDonald's. I'm like, well, fuck it, let's just go.
Yeah. So no, it's because to me, I think that if you're gonna do this stuff, you should have fun, and always if you're going to ask somebody at a restaurant, especially a fast food restaurant, if they're going to make these things, if they say no, don't give them shit.
Right.
It's again, we're all people. We're all trying to make it through this.
I would call ahead or go in ahead and be like, hey man,
are
you making ice cream today? Because I think you are.
If not, you should.
You really should.
I will show up. I will take care of it.
Right.
I'll do it. I'll fix it myself.
I'll wash it.
Because I think it was somebody that said about their plane got canceled where like on a flight that was supposed to be 7 minutes. He's like, I'll push the drink cart. Let's go. Because they were missing a flight attendant. It's like, just like, nah, no dude, I'll do it myself. But
all right, what's the next one?
So that was our finale as far as the fast food hacks, but we do have Discord questions that are happening next. So we're going to open up the Discord land here and just see what happens. So I love this guy's screen name. His name is The Dude, and The Dude abides. And The Dude wants to know, what would Kyle and Eric think of fast food restaurants that aren't like burgers, fries, and chicken tenders? So like just like when it comes to like other places that aren't going to be the stereotypical thing, because to me, I think that like obviously Taco Bell is like the superior one.
Sure,
it's got to be the main place you're going to go if you're either stoned out of your mind or if you're drunk or if you're going to do something.
So wait, is the question what do we think of those or what do we think should be?
I think it's what they were saying was so think of what do we think of fast food restaurants that aren't burgers, fries, and things like that. So yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think that as long as it can be done correctly and it's done up to code and, the food's going to taste good, anything could be fast food like that if it's done right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Taco Bell, you're right, is kind of like the main one you think of. But, then again, there is Chick-fil-A where they don't, as far as I know, they don't have any beef there. It's all chicken.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Chick-fil-A, hence the name. But, it's... Everybody deserves a chance, and if it's good, it's good. Why, Subway, there's
see, I don't even think about them as fast food. That's what's so odd about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I know people have wanted to know, like when people are like, what do you mean between fast food and quick service? I think there is a difference. Like I consider Chipotle, Subway, things like that, a little bit more of like quick service, not fast food. I don't know why, but I feel like it's because it's kind of made right there for you. Essentially, is that it's not like, oh, there's 10 burgers that are just up in line waiting or whatever. I know that all food is made for you specifically, but it's kind of like, I don't know, all the ingredients are just like kind of out like a buffet. So I don't know. I've always looked at it like that, where even I borderline considered Arby's like quick service because they're kind of slow as shit. So they're not fast food. But no.
Yeah.
I know I'm weird, but like I said, there's a couple of them that I consider more like quick service, not fast food. And not because they're slow, but yeah.
What's honestly what was cool was that on one of the recent podcasts, it was the interview I did with John. Huge shout out to him and the whole everybody that works on the show Gears. They're awesome. But we talked about the hole in the wall restaurant that we went to, and I would consider it fast food, at least just as far as like how fast we did get it. Was the pierogi place that we went to.
Oh shit, yeah.
Like it's like that's the stuff that I love, like a pierogi place, or like like getting some good like authentic Greek food. If you're gonna be like at a fair or something, like so I think fair food is actually some of the best like fast food I've had. Like as far as like doing like
food trucks or something like that.
Yeah, like a taco truck or like things like that. Like that to me is. Number one, for a fact that people that are working there are geared towards the three things that are on the menu.
Correct.
And they're going to give you they're going to give you just the best experience you've ever had. Where it's it's not just a taco, it's a taco with slaw on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's like, it's got, the specific type of meat that you're kind of not sure what it is. It's like, was this alive? Maybe it wasn't. Like, I don't know. So, but no, I don't really have a problem with it, man. I'm a foodie. No matter what, I'm going to be down for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely for it. Just because it's not a burger doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to have its own, fast food joint. But yeah, as long as it's done right.
Yeah. Now, Luna, thank you so much for doing this question, because I need to know whether or not this is just an in-season thing at Starbucks or if this is just something that they'll randomly do. But Luna wants to know that if we have ever had the butter beer from Starbucks.
No,
So,
I have heard the name. It's that one, and there was another one. I forget the name, and then there was another one. It was like, it's pink, and it's something about you get it blended instead of stirred, and then add this. And I'm like, you already lost me. Just send me the ingredients. But
wait,
yeah,
is that the one that tastes like Captain Crunch?
maybe it's pink. That's all I know. It's something pink, but you get it done the opposite way, and then add like a couple other things. But anyways, I've heard of those, and then I'm pretty sure I heard the butterbeer because I was like, no fucking way are they doing it like a Harry Potter theme?
Yeah,
no, they were just, if you can make a concoction.
Yeah, because apparently from what Luna was saying was that it's on the secret menu, but half the time you actually have to tell them the ingredients for them to make it, because a lot of them are younger and don't know.
That's why I was saying that one that I've gotten before where they were like, oh, the secret menu. I just flipped my phone around and they went, oh, okay, and started typing the stuff in and then knew what to put in it. But yeah. Fuck yeah, let's go get it.
Dude, honestly, that's the one thing that I've wanted. Like, if I'm going to go have a butter beer, like that's one of my bucket list things, is to actually experience like what that would be like to be in Harry Potter. Is to be able to actually enjoy one, because I know that like at the Universal Studios or whatever, like they have like, you know, the restaurants and stuff that you can go to that they sell like the real butter beer or whatever. But
yeah, they do.
It's just that to me, like I've always imagined it when I would read the books and like seeing it in the movies, where I'm like, wow, I'm like, are they like actually drinking alcohol, or is this like, you know, it's like, does it taste that good? Like,
there's actually, I think there's a way you can make the real authentic thing at home. You just got to get the whatever ingredients. I've seen it all over the internet, and I'm like, oh, it does look like it tastes good. I just forget what it is.
You know, it's what I actually thought that it's the closest thing I think I ever made it home to a butter beer was when you have a root beer float and you just let the ice cream just completely melt until it turns into that like almost like, you know, yellowish, like milky kind of looking thing. I remember that happened one time while I was watching Harry Potter.
Oh shit.
And it was like this, like it became like this new like element of sorts. And I took a sip and I looked down and I looked up and I went, oh, I feel like I'm there. Like, wow. It's like, and then I went, wait, I'm like, I need a little more. But I need to nuke the ice cream first. The mice cream, yeah. I need to nuke the mice cream, so, you know. But
see, I thought there was caramel in it too.
See, and that's I think
Maybe,
that it's,
I don't know.
Yeah, because I know there's like a specific set of ingredients for it, but like for whatever reason, that just like gave me that kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I was
sure.
Like, it was like a part of me was like, that's like the poor man's version, or like, no, this is my thing. This is what I do.
Yeah.
You know, so, but moving on, a simple one. Hales. She's actually commented a lot, and it's one of those I want to be sure she got on here because I'm trying my best not to repeat people on Discord.
I get you.
This one's actually just very simple. Is what's your favorite pizza toppings? Because I don't know, like we've talked about pineapple on pizza and how we feel about it, but we've never just like talked about like just our favorite, you know, just pizza toppings in general. If it's a Friday night or something. I'm
not going to even say pepperoni because that obviously that's kind of like a cliche and go to, but you know. Pepperoni is usually either a staple that's on if I'm doing a bunch of different things or a few things. Sometimes I don't have it on there, but I'm a supreme guy, like kind of like a little bit of everything, but I like bacon. I like this. I like sausage a lot of times. Other than like the Hawaiian or the sweet heat with the jalapeno that I've showed you before, is I'm a fan of pepperoni and black olive.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of times that like I personally like just a black olive and pepperoni, but then there's also a part of me that likes a really good big extra cheese, just cheese pizza.
Just Kevin McAllister it.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, bacon, sausage, and then the black olive. Like I said, even a supreme though. So like all of them, but if I had to pick like specific styles, it'd be that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think that the cheese pizza is the most supreme pizza that I think you can get, especially if it's going to be like the one that's in a Goofy movie, you know, like when he picks it up and it's like, you know, stringy and you got to like, you know, like wrench it off. You know? Yeah. So it's just, to me, I think that to me is a superior pizza. But dude, I've grown really close to the white pizza. just the garlic and just everything. Like it is, because I don't know if it's just one of our local places that does it. I don't know like how many people actually do it.
There's quite a few places that do.
But because it tripped me out the first time that I think it was the person I was living with at the time. They ended up bringing one home. And I remember opening the box and being like, that is like, it's fucking pale. It's like it's white. Like, what is this? There's no red. There's no like nothing like that. And they're like, no, it's a white pizza. Have you ever had it? I'm like, I can tell it's a white pizza. Like,
like there's nothing to it. It's bread.
And they're like, no, like try it. And what tripped me out was that there were like almost like wedges of like tomato and like all these different things. And I was like, man, this is going to be gross as fuck. Like, I'm not going to enjoy this. It's all the only food we have right now. Like, I think we had just like moved or something. And I remember I had that first bite of that first piece. And I think I had 5 pieces after that. Yeah. Like I just could not stop. It's amazing.
It's one of those, it doesn't look like it's going to be very flavorful, and it really is. The white sauce is obviously like one of the main ingredients that you taste. It always looks like it's not going to be enough, and it is definitely enough when it's on there. Yeah. And yeah, the white pizza, I kind of forgot about it, but that's more so like a style of pizza, not a topping. So that's why I went with certain toppings. Sure. But yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. But also I will say that I'm also not I'm not, opposed to a good old meat lovers and, like a straight up just bacon pizza. Yep. And just like having fun with it, because to me, pizza is what brings everybody together. Like there's literally nothing like there's very few people on this planet that if you order a pizza and you're over at their house, that there's going to be somebody that's going to object to it. They'll object to the topping. Sure. But they're not going to object to having a big circular amazing thing that's just greasy and just cheesy.
That's actually been one of the things I don't think I have had in a while, and it's what I've kind of missed. Trying to eat cleaner and being more aware of like not eating fast food and shit like that. Yeah. Pizza is something that pizza and Taco Bell I have been craving a lot lately. And I know it's super bad for you. So like I try to make sure that when I do stuff like that, it's only, a couple of times a month or whatever it is. And I know that the next time I probably want to indulge in quote non-healthier foods, it's probably going to be a pizza.
Yeah, because I mean, we were kind of doing the every other week we would get one. When Devin would come over, and then it just kind of stopped.
It was, and it wasn't even the fact of, oh my god, I'm just buying a Big Daddy or this and that. It had nothing to do with that. It just one day we were talking earlier in the kitchen, but I don't eat a lot of fast food, but I kind of was a little bit more with like the Chick-fil-A and things like that, and hell, even just with Chipotle at that point in time. But it was like even with pizza. I just realized I was doing it more than I should be. Mm-hmm. And I kind of just looked at it as a whole and was like, all right, no. I felt bad. I was like, man, I'm having another quote cheat day. I went out with Jarrett and we went to like a kind of like a sports bar, and he had like fried calamari. I had a few pieces of that, and we had I had a beer and one small little like margarita drink that they had. And then buffalo chicken dip. I'm like, I mean, like shit. I'm drinking all these calories. Like,
it's but amazing.
It was great. It was good.
So good.
We sat there for a few hours and just hung out and talked. And yeah, it was a fun time though. But yeah, I felt it.
Well, I think that there's also something cool about that. Like kind of whenever like you're getting together with a friend and like, and it's just, I mean, because we've had our times, because I think that our thing is more so turned into just the grilling time. And just, it's like us, learning how to do something, or like, cause I mean, that's a lot of like when kitchen talk time like happens too. Like, so to me, I think that there is something liberating about when that you're going to a bar and grill and you're going to get nothing but like a bunch of buffalo wings. Well, and sure. So like it's there, it is cool. But I also think that when you do it too much, it loses the theme park mentality that it should have.
It does.
And it's,
You're right, because it almost kind of falls into that whole thing about like, I used to go to the bar all the time, and it was every weekend and all weekend and blah, blah, blah. And then one day it just like really slowed down. I don't hardly ever go out anymore. When I do, I enjoy it more. Mm-hmm. Now, like it's the same thing with food where I appreciate it more. I kind of look forward to certain things, or like, hey, instead of doing this, let's go here instead. And it's things like that where I do find myself feeling like that. And I like that because I know I'm not doing it so often. Right. It is nice.
Yeah. It's like a little treat for yourself.
It is.
And that's what any of this stuff should be, is that I think that, it's again, talking, from somebody's perspective that, is, a fast food slut, but in the same hand is that, it's like, you should be able to enjoy stuff and then look at it as a reward. I'm like, have
Correct.
a salad, do your thing. It's like take
Correct.
care of yourself, do your due diligence. But in the same hand is that, we're living in an age where it's so easy to, get a, McChicken where it's like, no, it's like $2 or like, or maybe it's $8 now. I don't know.
But the salad's still 13.
Yeah, right. It's just, it's just loaded up with a bunch of ranch,
Yeah.
You got to make it fast food. You got to do it right. So,
yeah.
But either way, no matter what you guys thought of the episode tonight, definitely if you guys are going to try any of these things, please be respectable to the people that are going to take your order. And if you guys do in fact get some, tell us all about it. Like, tell us how it all came about, and was it a big to do, or were they just like, oh yeah, we get that all the time, So because that's what I'm actually most intrigued about, is because we have so many people from all over the world.
Yep.
And it's like maybe there's other secret menu hacks and stuff that you guys know about that we should try too. I would be very interested to see how that goes, because even though tonight was kind of like, I think it was a bit of a filler episode in some way, I'm still intrigued by it in some way of like, I want to see what other people think about this. And like, is this, normal? We're like, no, we got these McFloats all the time, or like whatever.
Right.
It's just, that to me is the intriguing part of this. And plus also food brings us together. Even the disciples broke bread and ate, and talked about things. So, but with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys sticking around for this. And Eric, is there anything that you would like to say to the audience before we officially just sign off for the night?
We know the fucking machine's not broken. Just clean it at the end of the night. We want our fucking ice cream from McDonald's. Peace.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for hanging out. Au revoir.